Hey, welcome to Rather Be Board Game. I'm going to try something new today and do a play along at home with slight rule modification for one key. Show you how this game plays. My son and I were really impressed with how silly and simple and fun this game was. So I have this weirdly shaped piece of paper here. So I'm just going to, in this corner, put a little box. And that is where I will, off camera, put my 3-digit code. So I will mix these up a little bit. And then I randomly take 11 to start. Eight, 9, 10, 11, and I will double check that. Let's set this off camera just right there, just where you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I am going to randomly shuffle these up and just randomly pick one and write the number down off camera. And then spread these out, and then we'll talk through how you normally play the game and how we are going to experiment with this here. All right, so we have, now every one of the clues or pictures has a one end that is flat and rectangled or squared off. And that will show you how it goes, but also so that you don't accidentally get the number wrong. So, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me see if I can get these. And it looks like you can see them pretty well, but I will kind of go over all those pictures in just a moment. So let me write down my number and I'll be right back. Hey, welcome to Rather Be Board Game. I'm going to try something new today and do a play along at home with slight rule modification for one key. Show you how this game plays. My son and I were really impressed with how silly and simple and fun this game was. So I have this weirdly shaped piece of paper here. So I'm just going to, in this corner, put a little box. And that is where I will, off camera, put my 3-digit code. So I will mix these up a little bit. And then I randomly take 11 to start. Eight, 9, 10, 11, and I will double check that. Let's set this off camera just right there, just where you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I am going to randomly shuffle these up and just randomly pick one and write the number down off camera. And then spread these out. And then we'll talk through how you normally play the game and how we are going to experiment with this here. All right, so we have, now every one of the clues or pictures has a one end that is flat and rectangled or squared off, and that will show you how it goes, but also so that you don't accidentally get the number wrong. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me see if I can get these. And it looks like you can see them pretty well, but I will kind of go over all those pictures in just a moment. So let me write down my number and I'll be right back. So I told you that whichever one you eliminated was correct. The game was continuing. I would now flip this around so that you could see these 3 clue choices. As a team, you could decide which one you want to choose. I will do it randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's 1. So we will take this clue and we will take this token. And I said yellow. So that means this clue has some similarities to my target key. Now this has some raccoons playing cards while sitting with their feet propped up on a deck of cards, being silly. So I'm going to put that there. It has some similarities. Now, remember, I play different than some people. I think different. Everybody thinks a little differently. But if I would have gotten this as a first clue, being forced it, I may have said, oh, this is a green, or oh, this is a red. But here you had 3 clue choices. I'm looking at this compared to my clue and whatever's left, because remember, you may have taken out one of the other tokens. So I'm comparing that to everything that's left, and I'm going to say, hey, that has some similarities. So now you can look at the board. You should have already eliminated one of these, so you do not compare this to the one that you eliminated. Now you must eliminate 2 clues. Now these would just be out of the game. And I would prepare the next 3 clues. I'll just go 1, 2, 3, and get all in your view while you're trying to decide which 2 you want to eliminate. Okay. So hopefully you would have eliminated 2 pictures. In person, I would say, oh, we lose, or yay, good job. And then we would move on. So now, you would have, this turn, you will have to eliminate 3. So here are the possible clue choices this time. Let me zoom in just a little bit or get it to clear up. So we have a mummy coming up out of a sarcophagus of a matchbox. Then we have a red-headed woodpecker smacking on a gingerbread ice cream cone house with a cookie man swinging a broom at him. It's pretty funny. Then we have a compact that is a beach scene. And you have some wolves, a family of wolves playing at the beach, having a day at the beach. So again, let's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be the clue I give, and it is a yellow. So I said this has some similarities to my clue. Now, at this time, you should have already eliminated 3 clues, but now you must do 3 more. I will take the next 3 possible clues. And I must say, this is a little bit harder for me to judge how I would give the clues simply based on there's no eliminations. So I'm probably doing it a little bit differently than I would do it in person. Now, supposing you had done this correctly, you would have eliminated 1, you would have eliminated 2, now you would have eliminated 3. So we'd be into the last round. Now you must eliminate 4, that will leave you with 1 answer, and we have this ticket that we have not used. And this right here says if you turn this in, you get 1 extra clue for this round. You cannot use it really in the first round just because you're just given 1 randomly. You might could use it here. I probably would not use it until the 3rd or 4th round, honestly. Okay? Here are your clue choices. Let me get them in focus a little better. So on the left, we have some army of sharks looking at their enemy on a handheld game device. So they're playing a game of war. Then you have a band playing on top of an alarm clock. And you have a safari looking scene with a tribesman and an elephant is writing a letter or something. Got an ink pot there. All right, first clue is the 2. And in the game rules, you must choose your second clue before you look at the token. You must do that. So this was this clue. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that was probably the only one I did not want to get rolled. But, because I didn't really know how to grade that one. So, yellow and yellow. So both of these have something in common. Some similarities to my target key, but I will say that this one was probably the weakest. I just didn't really know. I was afraid that if I didn't do that, then somebody watching would be like, oh man, I obviously see. I mean, you could do that. You could nitpick with lots of them, but anyway, that would be the game. So now you should be down to 1 picture left, 1 key card, and you either win or lose. Now I picked randomly. I picked the 11 pictures randomly, and I mixed them up, and I said whichever one is in this position, and I flipped through the numbers and I looked at it. Then I said, okay, I'm going to write that number down, and then I shuffled them up and put them back out here. So I did try to do it as random as I could, and the number I ended up with was 081. So if you were playing along at home, that would be 081, which is kind of funny because last time my son and I played, that was one of the choices, or one of the answers, one game. So there you go. That is how you'd play the game. I think it would be harder for you to play at home, play along at home this way, just because there are none eliminated. So I'm going to clean this up and set it up, and I'll do another quick one, and I will change it just a little bit where I will help out by eliminating some obvious possible not choices. Here's a quick run through of our 11 starting clues. Here's a girl lost in the woods of a potted plant with some ghosts. Here is a polar bear and a penguin playing some fishing game on their smartphone. Then we have a sad clown going to the doctor, sitting on top of a box of antibiotics. Then we have some candy bears making more candy bears using a candy mold. That's kind of strange and creepy in a way. Here we have a first place trophy, and you have an egg with a face drawn on it, and then you have a busted egg. Here we have, looks like a grave digger type guy doing a little ritual with nails in boards with string. And then we have a zookeeper feeding some baby dinosaurs inside of a egg carton. We have a pet food bowl with some cereal looking pieces and a ringmaster doing tricks. Then we have some sort of exploding ooze in a microwave. We have an astronaut exploring a disco ball. And here we have a man sitting on this, I don't know if that is a like a salt grinder or maybe a sugar grinder. And he's dozing off. So there we go. Those are the starting cards. I've already I just shuffled and randomly picked, wrote the number down on the sheet of paper, mixed them up, randomly put them back out again, and we are ready to go. First clue. We have an airplane with some mechanics working on it, and it's a toy airplane, a wind-up airplane. So that's pretty cute. Now let me compare that to not just my answer, but all of the possible out here. So compared to mine, my key, and the rest of them, and this was given blindly, so I'm probably going to grade this a little bit better. I'm going to give this a green. Normally I think I would give this a yellow, but I'm going to give it a green. Oops, let's reset that. It's supposed to be eliminating one. So if you were playing at home, you could eliminate one now. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because I do think there is a couple of these here that are just obviously wrong. And that is one reason I went ahead and put that on the green clue. So let's just go ahead and get rid of this green slime in the microwave. That is not the correct one. We can move on to round 2. And I would need to get my 3 clues. And then I need to grade them on their reliability. Or relatability. So here on the left we have 2 mice working. One of them is working out doing some bench presses on a mouse trap. Then we have a dwarf on top of, he's forging a weapon on top of a vice grip that he's using as his forge. And then we have a snake who is trying to hypnotize this little mouse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we get a 3. 1, 2, 3. This one here I put as a red. Now, I'm sure someone could argue out there, well, I see a similarity. At the end, they might say, well, I see a similarity, or it could have been this. Normally your I know this is wrong would go up here, and you could keep an eye on it. I'm just going to set it here for now. So we'll stick it right there, and just remember this one was incorrect. It's out of the game. But as I was saying, I'm sure that someone could say, "Oh, I found a similarity with that," in the correct answer. And yeah, it's possible. But compared to the other clues and compared to what I'm looking at, I really don't see a whole lot, and I don't see enough similarities without drawing some stretches to say that this is like my clue. It's different enough that I don't see it being like my clue. So now this becomes tricky. You're supposed to eliminate 2, and I have to do that for you, assuming that you got it correct. You would agree, yay or nay. You might even pick something different. So I have heavy equipment, machinery, a man working, he's forging, he's a dwarfing man. So I'm going to say heavy equipment, heavy metal. This one is metal. If you think about the disco ball, it's kind of like metal, and you've got heavy equipment and stuff like that. So those are kind of similar in ways. He's doing heavy work. That's a lot of work to travel to a planet and stuff like that. So I'm going to say that in my mind these are similar enough that this could not be my clue because they're too similar, and this says no, it's not similar. So I'm going to eliminate this one for you guys. Now we would need to eliminate one more to continue the game. So which one would be most similar to this picture? But it's also different from this one. Since this guy is making something, right? And this one, they're using this first place thing to try and mix, and you have a recipe here. They're trying to make something, and here he made a mess. I'm going to make a stretch and eliminate this one for everyone at home. So now you are left with these possibilities. And going to the next round, you must eliminate 3. I'm not going to eliminate any more for you from this point. But I am going to slide these around a little bit. No, I'll tell you what, I'll just leave them like that since that's the way everyone was looking at them. Let's draw 3 more. Now at this point at home, if you were playing, what you could do, if you had these spaced out, say at the top of the board, you could move some of your pictures over, rearrange them, group them up, say I think these are similar, stuff like that. You can start making categories if you want it. So let me look at my new clues. I'm going to say no there. All right. So we have, on the left, we have a raccoon and a snail cleaning some glasses so that you can see better through the this little mask. And then in the middle, we have like a sideshow carnival. Man's revealing a monster inside a cage. And then on the right, we have 2 sumo wrestlers wrestling up under a desk lamp or a little heat lamp. Let's roll the die. Get a 2, so we get here, and that is, it has some similarities. Now at this point, you need to, at home, eliminate 3 pictures. I will give you a minute to do that while I get in the way. Now you need to eliminate 3 pictures of those that are left here on the table. These here. You should be left with 5 at the end. Okay, so we are just going to say that at this point you have gotten it correct. We are on to the last stage. Okay. Here comes your last clue choices, and we are going to use the token, so you'll get 2 clues this time. Here we have a jade statue that is a fountain, and we have a gardener. Then we have a man that is on vacation in a pink Cadillac with an old Walkman headset. And then we have a girl on a microscope using it in reverse as a telescope. And she's doing a bunch of scientific experiments and stuff. So first clue out of these 3 will be the gardening statue. So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I ever roll any high numbers? I don't know. So this one I put as a red, and this one put as a red. It does not mean that they don't have something in common. They just don't have enough in common at this point with everything that's left for me to say anything about it. So I will give you a little bit to eliminate your possible answers. Let me get that back in focus real quick. So you should be, here we eliminated 1, then we eliminated 2, then you should have eliminated 3, which would have left you with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, if you eliminate 4, you'd be left with 1 answer. Now, before I reveal the answer, I will say in this last clue set, I had marked this one as a yellow. So the girl doing this scientific experiment and stuff with the microscope had some similarities, I will say theming similarities, to my key. And the answer, if you are ready, is number 16. So which one is number 16? I'm sure you all got it correct, didn't you? Number 16. It was the sad clown going to the doctor. Sitting on this rectangular box. They're doing some science stuff, trying to make him well, feel better. He's going to the doctor, so being helpful. Doing something helpful. Repairing something is what I was thinking. And there you go. That is one key. Really fun, silly game. I just kind of wanted to share it with you because me and my son have laughed so hard playing this, even just 2-player. You can play it basically up to any group. I wouldn't probably go more than, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 because you'll have too many opinions of what matches and what doesn't, and it could draw out the game a little bit. But yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless.